From lover to laughter, Sarper's shocking stand-up comedy journey. It started on a regular Thursday evening, with the usual scroll through Instagram Reels and TikTok clips, when suddenly, boom, a post popped up that shook the entire 90 Day Fiancé fandom. Sarper Güven, known best for his flirtatious swagger and intense love story with Shekinah Garner, had just shared something wildly unexpected. Hello friends, welcome to my channel. I hope you are well. Please subscribe the channel and press the bell icon. Big things happening, the caption read, accompanied by a short clip of Sarper on a stage, holding a mic, gesturing dramatically as a crowd roared in the background. Was it a motivational speech? A dramatic reading? A poetry slam? No, it was stand-up comedy. Yes, you read that right. Sarper Güven, the Turkish bad boy, the romantic rebel, the man whose abs nearly caused a diplomatic incident on TLC, was now a stand-up comedian. And according to him, he was taking it very seriously. The fandom was stunned. Comments exploded within minutes. What timeline are we in? Is this a prank? Wait, he's actually funny? As a longtime viewer who had watched Sarper evolve from an Instagram model into one of the more controversial cast members on 90 Day Fiancé, I couldn't believe what I was seeing. Naturally, I dove in deep to learn more. It turns out that Sarper had been testing out his comedic chops in Istanbul's underground comedy scene for nearly 6 months. He had kept it quiet at first, doing open mics under a pseudonym. Sarp Gunner. His early material. A bizarre blend of self-deprecating humour, cultural observations, and jaw-droppingly honest bits about his experience on reality TV. At one show, he reportedly said, "Being on 90 Day Fiancé is like dating in a fish tank. Everyone's watching, nobody's wearing pants, and someone always ends up crying." According to reports from Turkish comedy bloggers, his shows were attracting attention. People weren't just going to laugh at him, they were laughing with him. Sarper was surprisingly good. He poked fun at his infamous 100 women past, his dramatic on-camera arguments with Shekinah, and even the time he accidentally insulted her mom by offering her green juice instead of Turkish tea. And the more he leaned into the chaos of his public image, the more people embraced him. But where was Shekinah in all this? Fans remember their relationship as intense, passionate, and let's be honest, a little bit unstable. They argued about control, culture, and Instagram likes. But through it all, they stayed together. Well, until recently. Sources close to the couple say that Shekinah was supportive but confused when Sarper first mentioned comedy. She allegedly told a friend, "He's hot, he's charming, but a comedian. Like, does he even tell jokes that don't involve flirting?" But something shifted when she saw him perform live for the first time in Istanbul. According to an audience member who sat behind her, Shekinah started the show with her arms crossed. By the end, she was doubled over, laughing so hard she was wiping tears from her face. They reportedly had a long talk afterward. It was love about purpose. For the first time in years, Sarper had found something outside of modelling, outside of TV, something that lit him up from the inside. "I want to make people laugh, not just flirt with them," he told Shekinah. And she understood. Sarper's Instagram post wasn't just a random update, it was an announcement. He was officially launching a comedy tour. Titled From 90 Days to 90 Jokes, the tour would start in Istanbul, then move through Europe, Berlin, Amsterdam, Paris before hitting the US with stops in Miami, New York, and Los Angeles. He posted his setlist teaser. Some of the topics: TLC, the learning curve. Why Turkish men get a bad rap and deserve it. Shekinah's mood chart explained with weather maps. How to DM 100 women and still forget your mum's birthday. Fans were intrigued. Some rolled their eyes, but many were genuinely excited. Sarper wasn't just throwing shade or clout chasing. He was redefining himself, turning cringe moments into comedy gold. And the internet was eating it up. I had to see it for myself. When Sarper announced a one-night-only performance in Los Angeles, I grabbed a ticket. I wasn't sure what to expect, maybe awkward punchlines and uncomfortable winks at the crowd. But what I got was a tight, hilarious, and deeply personal performance. He opened with a bang. I know what you're thinking. Why is the hot guy from 90 Day Fiancé doing stand-up? Shouldn't he be selling teeth-whitening kits on Instagram? The crowd erupted. He talked about cultural misunderstandings with Shekinah, being followed by cameras in his underwear, and even made jokes about his failed modeling poses. In Turkey, I was a model. In America, I'm just a man who wears too much cologne. But it wasn't all laughs. He shared real vulnerability. Sarper admitted that the show changed him in ways he wasn't prepared for: the online hate, the pressure to perform, the expectation to be a certain version of himself. They wanted the heartthrob, but I was just a confused dude with abs. He received a standing ovation. After the LA show, social media exploded. Clips from the performance went viral. One fan tweeted, "Just saw Sarper live. I came for the cringe, stayed for the charisma. The man's legit funny, I'm shocked." YouTubers and TikTokers who once roasted him started praising him. "Redemption arc unlocked," someone commented. A few even compared him to Hassan Minhaj, but with more hair gel and fewer political monologues. Podcasts invited him for interviews. Memes transformed overnight. Even TLC took notice, releasing a teaser for an upcoming 90 Day Fiancé What Now episode titled Sarper's Stand-Up Surprise. Sarper isn't stopping. In a recent interview, he shared plans to write a book, Laughing Through Love, My 90 Days of Insanity. He's also reportedly working on a scripted comedy pilot loosely based on his life, with producers from Netflix circling the project. And perhaps most surprisingly of all, he's helping other 90 Day Fiancé cast members explore creative careers. He's mentoring one former castmate who wants to be a singer, another, a podcaster, and yes, he's even rumoured to be convincing Big Ed to try improv classes. Reality TV made us famous, Sarper said. But what we do with that fame, that's where the real story begins. I caught up with Sarper after a show in New York. He looked relaxed, dressed in a simple tee and jeans, sipping a soda instead of his usual protein shake. "Did you think this would work?" I asked him. He smiled. "I didn't know, but I knew I had something to say, and I figured, why not say it with a punchline?" And that's when it hit me. This wasn't just a career pivot, it was reinvention. It was growth. It was the wild, unfiltered, and genuinely hilarious journey of a man who went from scripted drama to spontaneous laughter and brought us all along for the ride. Final thoughts. Sarper Güven's leap from reality TV heartthrob to stand-up comedian isn't just surprising, it's inspiring. In a world where cast members often fade away after the spotlight dims, Sarper chose to amplify his voice in an entirely new way. He could have stayed in his lane, modelling, influencing low-risk endorsements, but instead, he chose vulnerability, he chose the mic, and most shockingly of all, he made us laugh. "We got into a fight," Shekinah said. "We actually, before leaving LA, I even messaged producers. I said, I don't want to be on the same flight as him. I don't want to stay in the same hotel. I'm not arriving with him. I don't want to sit on the couch with him at the tell-all." She explained that the producers talked her off the ledge a little bit. They were like, "Okay, couch, same couch, can we please do that? Separate hotel rooms, that's fine. You got to be on the same flight. We can change where you're sitting." She continued. "But yeah, we were going through a really rough patch, and in the beginning of our marriage, it seemed like one rough patch after another, and there were a few times Sarper moved out of the house. She kicked me out of the house, better to say," Sarper added. "Yeah, so one of them I did tell him to leave," Shekinah agreed. "But yeah, I mean, during the tell-all, we were hitting a rough patch at that time, and it was hard to go through that rough experience separately, especially at the beginning of it. Because you're meeting all this conflict and adversity from other couples, and to not be a united front. Meeting that together just made it worse." 90 Day Fiancé Season 11, Episode 19, Tell All Part 1, premiered on TLC on June 22nd, 2025. The reunion-themed episode brought back all the cast members one last time to share an update on their respective relationships and reflect on the major things that took place in the recent season. And Sarper, who married Shekinah at the end of the season, appeared visibly unhappy during the reunion episode, seemingly frustrated with their marriage. He revealed that the couple had frequent arguments, which repeatedly escalated into major fights, one of which led to him being kicked out of the house just 1 month after their wedding. Later in the episode, Sarper admitted that Shekinah makes him crazy. He even warned that she would lose him because of her attitude and would regret it. Like a dog. Shekinah eventually broke down into tears after hearing Sarper's comments, calling it a toxic behavior and expressing that she was sick of it. "It's so toxic, I'm sick of it," the 90 Day Fiancé star told Sarper during the episode. 90 Day Fiancé star Sarper reveals that he was kicked out of the house within the first month of their marriage. During the initial parts of 90 Day Fiancé Season 11, contestant Sarper was very excited about marrying Shekinah. He moved to the US for his partner and even talked about making changes in his life for her. However, as the season progressed and things got complicated in his relationship with Shekinah, Sarper began to worry. After the prenup and AirTag incidents, the situation got even worse. Sarper got scared and began doubting himself if he was making a mistake marrying for the second time, considering how he had a bad experience with his first marriage. Despite all the issues, Sarper and Shekinah went through with their planned wedding ceremony and got married. However, looking at the tell-all episode, things might have possibly gotten beyond repair. The couple's tell-all segment started with a video shared by Shekinah featuring Sarper removing his wedding ring and leaving the house on Christmas Day, just after one of their fight. Reflecting on the incident, Sarper revealed that he removed the ring because he was kicked out of the house and was left to spend 10 days at a rental. Shekinah chimed in, adding that the incident took place less than a month after they got married. Sarper explained that the Christmas Day incident was triggered by the accumulation of the small arguments they had been having leading up to it. "I need to be more calm, but I cannot. It's not my character," the 90 Day Fiancé star said. Shekinah claimed that her partner continued to threaten her by talking about going back to Turkey and sleeping with everyone in the country. Her friend Dan chimed in that a man claiming to be 1000% in love with her would never treat her that way. Moreover, he felt their relationship wasn't as healthy as it looked on the surface. Dan claimed that in the 4 months following their wedding ceremony, Shekinah wasn't able to meet her friends and had also lost a lot of weight in the process. "I feel like he doesn't truly love me if he can so easily get up and leave. He's not a supportive partner, period. So I just started feeling really upset. I'm not okay. I'm having a moment. I feel alone," Shekinah reacted in her confessional. Amani Jlassi, the 90 Day Fiancé Season 11 star, who has made controversial headlines for being a throuple on the show, is now again in the light for the work she has done on her body and face. Recently, the 90 Day Fiancé star got a rhinoplasty done, which is commonly called a nose job. However, she does not seem to be happy and took to her Instagram to showcase the results and the changes that came along with it. She uploaded 2 pictures side by side that featured the before and after of her surgeries and how the nose has changed through it all. However, Amani does not seem to be happy with the procedure and warns her fans against it. Writing along the photo, Amani said, "Side-by-side comparison, tip dropped a little, face looking more like myself. Bottom line, be patient, every month is big milestone. It's long process, it's why. I advise against rhinoplasty and try to educate." Then in the next story, 90 Day Fiancé's Amani expressed how the healing journey has been particularly tough on her, and that is why she advises against the same. Penning down her opinion, she wrote, 3 months post-op. Hate the healing process. Working on loving myself a little more every day. Love your natural beautiful noses for me. 90-Day Fiancé star Amani Lassie reveals details about her other surgeries. The rhinoplasty is not the first surgery or an artificial cosmetic procedure that Amani had gotten done, however. She said that before starring on 90 Day Fiancé's season 11, she had also tried the popular Ozempic, and it gave her the slimmer face and body that is often seen among celebrities who also go through the same medication. The semaglutide was injected into her 6 months before filming the series, but it made her hate food and really sick. However, the effects were temporary because, as soon as the injections were taken off, her hunger came back and she ate twice as what she used to before. As for her rhinoplasty or the nose job, Amani advises against the same and said that she regrets ever going through the procedure as her natural nose was perfectly fine. She also revealed getting 2 breast augmentations that included implants and a lift. She went through liposuction for body fat removal and then buccal fat removal on the face as well. Her mid-cheekbone was lifted along with a fox eye surgery and eyebrow lift and upper blepharoplasty. Answering the question as to why Amani got all these surgeries done on her face, the 90 Day Fiancé star said that she was really afraid of getting old. She has been staring at images on social media and then started comparing herself to them, which was the root cause of the insecurity inside of her. I hate to admit it, but I'm really afraid of getting old. And that is why I think these surgeries fix something that is inevitable, but it really don't fix it, it's just temporary. New episodes of 90 Day Fiancé release every week on Sundays at 8 p.m. Eastern Time on TLC. Later, they can be watched online via TLC Go.